Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rex back with another video. I wanted to make a quick, maybe not so quick video about Diablo 4 and the different builds I've been trying out, specifically the Necromancer build. I've been seeing a lot of people play Necromancer with different success, and the one build that I see everybody coming to is using Corpse Explosion with Blood Mist and having the Blood Mist proc the Corpse Explosion and then having a whole bunch of minions and blah 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 blah. It's the most optimal or the best build that everybody is seeing right now. But I wanted to come with a different option, a build that I've come up with my very own self. It's probably could use some optimization. I haven't like min-maxed everything, but I wanted to show you guys what I've come up with, what I'm doing, and maybe you guys can use this build as well. So first things first, I use 0 minions in this build. I don't use skeleton, I don't use mage, nor do I use the golem at level 25. I use 0 minions. And if we pull this up, as you can see, for the reapers, I have shadow damage is increased by 10%. So I deal 10 extra percent for shadow damage. For the mages, you deal 15% increased damage to vulnerable enemies, but you can no longer summon skeleton mages. And then for the golems, you do 10% increased speed, attack speed. But this one is kind of meh. I wish it was I wish I could get one of these. I don't know where they are, but this one is kind of meh, and I'm like, it would have been better if I would have got a different ability. But I didn't want to use minions because everyone was using minions, so I wanted to be creative and come up with something myself. So as you can see, my abilities are Reap. I have that 5 out of 5. I have Sever. That's also 5 out of 5. I have Blood Mist. That's 4 out of 5 because of an item. Well, I have 2 items that's contributing to it, so I have a 2 out of 5, but it's now 4 out of 5. And then I have Bone Prison, which is 3 out of 5, but now it's 5 out of 5 because of 2 contributing items. Um, so yeah. So I want to go over exactly what's going on in my build and why I chose things. Now I have Reap at 5. Now I think that you could so for example, let's remove this. All Reap does is increases damage. And this skill I don't really use for damage, so potentially I could be able to take out Reap, remove maybe like hell, all 4 of these and only have one of them and put them in somewhere else in the build. But for right now, because I haven't fully optimized, I have 5 in Reap. And what this does is it generates the main reason why you want Reap is that enemies that are hit by Reap deal 15% less damage to you. Also, every enemy hit with Reap gives you 4 essence back, and essence is very big in this build because you're going to be using a lot of it. Um, and when you're in a big pack of enemies, 4 essence times like maybe 10 enemies, that's 40 essence per hit per hit. So that's like you just generate and you just never run out of essence. And then right here, if it hit enemy to Reap, and if anybody here Reap dies within 2 seconds, you gain 30% attack speed for 3 seconds, so that just makes you Reap faster. And then enemies hit with Reap that's below 5% life die immediately. So this is a basically execution. And then this is our main skill right here. This is our main damage skill, which is Sever. And basically what happens with Sever is you summon out a skeleton. It comes out and then it with a scythe and it hits people, and it does damage to and from the location. This one does it make it so it does damage along its path. And then this is the big one. Every 4th cast of Sever makes enemy vulnerable for 2 seconds. So now already we have synergy with our 15% damage to vulnerable enemies, plus the 20% already that vulnerable gives you. So that's 35% to enemies that are vulnerable. So every 4th attack with Sever, you're doing AoE vulnerables. Now let's go down to Blood Mist, and we only have Blood Mist here, so we could be immune and so could potentially dodge damage. That's the only reason it's here. Um, it's not really like the main focus of the build, but it's there so that you can potentially survive bad situations where big damage is coming out. And then right here, this is our secondary main skill. This is the skill that is going to be doing a lot of the legwork, and This skill by itself doesn't do a lot, but once you combine it with the items that I have, this skill does tremendous amounts of damage. Okay. Um. So basically, Bone Prison summons a prison around all the enemies that you trap in there, and they can't get out of it. That's the basis of it. And then right here, enemies trapped in Bone Prison. If an enemy is trapped in Bone Prison, gain 15 essence plus an additional 5 per enemy trap. So if you trap like 10 enemies, that's 150 essence. So like, bam. You know what I mean? So it's like it gives you like you basically you're not running out of essence ever in this build. Now you will struggle a little bit with essence when you're going against a singular boss. Um, but yeah, that's also how you get essence back. And then the last one, Ghastly Bone Prison. All enemies within Bone Prison are now vulnerable. So even if you don't have the fourth tick of Sever, you still get everybody vulnerable. So which is like it's a huge thing. Excuse anybody in the background. This is a people are over right now. Um, so and then the last skill. See, I have no ultimate skill, nor do I have any passives anywhere else because they don't really work well with the build. And maybe I could get other passives like when you're higher level, but for right now, you just can't. So you gotta be as efficient as possible. And the ultimates do nothing for this build. I don't use any skeleton army. I don't use blood, and I don't use bone magic. And none of these give me anything that was going to enhance my build. What these do right here, these shadow passives do. Um, you so gloom makes it basically where you take enemies take 6% increased shadow damage from me, and then it stacks up to 3 times. And then right here, this one, it gives me damage an enemy with darkness skills, gives me 5% movement speed. And this, you can increase this later on, so you can be moving very fast. And then this one right here is big. Darkness skills have a 15% chance to stun for 1.43 seconds. The next rank is I had more points in this, but I've decided to reallocate it. So it goes all the way up to four. Let's see. It goes all the way up to 4.33 seconds of stun, which is humongous. So later on, once you get more levels and during the actual game, this is going to be really huge. Now, that's just the base build, and by itself, you really wouldn't be doing a lot of damage. But here it comes to items, and these are like very important. Okay, so let's start with this one because this has nothing to really do with the build. This is just a great legendary passive to have. While not healthy, a magical bubble is summoned around you for 7.5 seconds. While standing in the bubble, you are immune. That means you take zero damage and you only concur once every 90 seconds. This is basically a get out of jail free card. You get hit, you stand in the bubble, you take zero damage. And then with this build, you're going to be generating a lot of life because of my other items. So, and then also you have blood mist to generate life too. So while you're in the bubble, you can generate life back up. You can do more damage with Sever. Like it just depends on what you need. Right here, this one is huge. Bone Prison spawns a pool of blight that deals 95% bonus damage over 6 seconds. So anybody that's caught within Bone Prison will be taking 95% bonus damage from a pool of blight that spawns. So you don't even need blight anymore. You don't even need to get the skill blight because blight is really good, but this just and then for example, let's say that you don't want to you want minions with this build still instead of what I have. With blight, your minions are gonna do more damage to it. So if you want to take, so for example, if you want to take away Sever and put Blight there, and then have this with it, then now your minions inside of the Bone Prison does bonus damage. Then this one right here, critical strikes from Sever have a 13% chance to spawn a pool of Blight under the target's deal 32% bonus damage. This is great, and it can happen once every 3 seconds. So we're building up blight, and we're constantly layering. So when I fight, there's going to be blight everywhere on the ground. All right, then we go to this one. This one is really good. You gain 0.25 increased armor for 4 seconds when you do any form of damage, stacking up to 25%. So this just makes you tanky. In this build and with my build, I'm very tanky. And I get a lot of life. Like I rarely get hurt. Then this one right here. When a segment of Bone Prison is destroyed or expires, it deals 10 damage to an area around it. And when it expires, it has like six, I think, pillars. Once they all break, that's 60 damage to everything around. So like you always do damage with Bone Prison. This one, you heal 6.8 life per second for each close enemy. You're always going to be in melee range, up to 40 life per second. So you're healing 40 life per second when there's a lot of enemies around. So you will never lose life. You will never lose life. Then we'll look at this one. This one also is huge. Blight defiled areas. When spawn, pulls enemy into the affected area. So when you Bone Prison, if they're not all conjugated together, this will pull them all in, and you just do massive damage, and they're all vulnerable. And then right here, you have 23% increased critical strike chance. Injure enemies while you're healthy. You gain 45% increased crack control duration. So when I hit them for that stun, and it's only 1.8 seconds, it increases by 45%. So that also makes me strong. This one right here, I gotta get a new one for this one. You know, of course, I'm not optimized because I have the 95% one now, and this was only 50%. And I want to get this one, but I'm looking for this rare flower in order to make this level 27 weapon level 25. And I got this from killing the level 35 monster all the way on the west side of the map. That's all the way. If anybody wants to know, I think is I think it's right here or right here. No, it's right here. It's right here. It's this area right here. In this area right here, west of Nova Strava, that's where you can beat the level 35 monster repeatedly. And yeah, that's my build. Now, I haven't done Core Dragon on this character yet. This is the last stronghold, and I wanted to show y'all what the build can do. Just so you know, instead of me just saying it, I'll show y'all what the build can do. One thing I will say, once you go against bosses, it is going to be a little hard to generate essence. But so we're just going to build all these dudes up. We're going to go like this, and here's the bubble. Here we go. Bone Prison, Sever. They're all dead. And I'm full health again. I didn't pop a single potion. And that's just the essence of the build right there. And right here, like this person right here, I'm stunning. I'm just building up essence back. And they're dead. So that's basically all you're doing. And we got to destroy these corruption. Where else are they? I've only done this one once, so I don't really remember where they're all at. Is it up here? I really don't. So we're gonna be doing this together for the first time because I really don't remember where it's at. Oh, it's right here. All right, cool. And then here you get to see me go against this elite because these elites are kind of strong in this area right here. So you're gonna see me go against this elite. It's just how strong this build is. So we're gonna destroy this. We want to keep all these guys alive. All right, come on, trap them all in there. Oh, down. He's stunned. And there you go. He tried to hit me. I could have died. But guess what? I have the bubble. And boom, there you go. That's basically the build. But yeah, that's basically the build, guys. I'ma see you guys later. Trying to focus, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching the video. That's the build. It works really well. It works good against bosses. It works good against big packs. I think more people should try and experiment with builds because people are getting way too comfortable corpse explosion. So thank you all for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share this so anybody want to try it within the last day of the beta. Peace.